Kyle Larson has launched a verbal assault on the current format, claiming it devalues the championship. This statement has ignited a firestorm of debate within the racing community, forcing fans, drivers, and officials alike to reconsider the merits of a system that has been in place for nearly 2 decades. To fully understand the weight of Larson's words and the controversy they've sparked, we need to explore the intricacies of NASCAR's playoff format, examine Larson's remarkable 2024 season, and consider the broader implications for the sport's future. In a recent interview for Hendrick Motorsports Season Preview, Kyle Larson didn't hold back when expressing his frustration with the current NASCAR playoff system. He stated, "If anything, I just think the format in a way devalues a championship, especially in the next-gen era." Larson elaborated on his perspective, saying, "So, I think obviously you'd like to win the most races and win the championship and all that, but I think winning 6 races, that's extremely tough to do, and we were a factor in many more than that." To appreciate the full impact of Larson's words, we need to understand the context in which they were spoken. Let's take a closer look at Larson's impressive 2024 season, which forms the backdrop for his critique. Kyle Larson's performance in the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series was nothing short of remarkable. His season was characterized by consistent excellence and numerous achievements that would typically be associated with a championship-caliber campaign. Larson secured 6 victories throughout the season, more than any other driver in the series. This impressive win count demonstrates his ability to excel across various track types and conditions. Larson was at the front of the pack for a staggering 1,699 laps, again leading the field in this crucial statistic. This number not only highlights his speed, but also his ability to maintain his position at the front of highly competitive fields. With 15 top 5 finishes, Larson consistently placed near the front. Larson secured 18 top 10 finishes. Larson's average starting position of 8.8 demonstrates his qualifying prowess and ability to start races in advantageous positions. With an average finish of 12.914, Larson showed his ability to maintain strong positions throughout races, even on days when victories weren't within reach. Larson led the series in most statistical categories, underlining his overall dominance throughout the season. These statistics paint a picture of a driver who was consistently at the front of the pack, regularly competing for wins, and demonstrating the kind of season-long excellence that has traditionally been associated with championship-winning campaigns. However, despite this remarkable performance, Larson didn't even make it to the Championship 4. This outcome is at the heart of his critique of the playoff format. The NASCAR playoff system, which has been in place in various forms since 2004, currently consists of a 26-race regular season followed by a 10-race playoff. The top 16 drivers qualify for the playoffs, with 4 drivers eliminated after every 3 races until only 4 remain for the championship race at Phoenix Raceway. Larson's season was a tale of 2 parts. In the regular season and early playoffs, he was nearly unstoppable. He won races in both the round of 16 and round of 12. However, things took a turn for the worse in the round of 8. The issue for Larson and his number. 5 team came down to a lack of stage points in crucial races. In Las Vegas, he managed to secure just 1 stage point. At Homestead, Miami, he failed to score any. This poor performance in a critical phase of the playoffs severely hampered his chances of advancing to the Championship 4. By the time the series reached Martinsville for the penultimate race of the year, Larson's finishes of 11th and 13th were not enough to keep him in contention. Despite having the most wins and leading in most statistical categories, Larson found himself out of the championship race. This outcome exemplifies Larson's critique of the system. Despite being the most successful driver over the course of the entire season, a few poor performances in the playoffs were enough to eliminate him from championship contention. It's this aspect of the format that Larson argues devalues the championship. While the initial disappointment of not making the Championship 4 was undoubtedly intense, Larson has shown a remarkable ability to find perspective. He said, "I really wasn't that upset during the week of Phoenix because I knew no matter the result, we were going to end the season with the most wins. And to me these days, that's as important as winning a championship." This statement reveals a lot about Larson's mindset and his view of what constitutes success in NASCAR. He places a high value on race wins, seeing them as a true measure of a team's performance over the course of a season. Larson expanded on this idea, saying, "I think we had a great year in 2024. You led the series in a lot of categories, most all the categories. So yeah, it was a little disappointing to not get the chance to race for a championship at Phoenix, but at the same point, I understand the format." Larson's critique brings to the forefront a debate that has been simmering in NASCAR circles since the introduction of the playoff system in 2004. The controversy has only intensified in recent years, particularly in light of situations like Larson's in 2024. The 2024 season provided a stark example of the format's potential shortcomings. While Larson dominated in multiple statistical categories, it was Joey Logano who clinched his third championship despite having a relatively mediocre regular season. This outcome has led many to question whether the current system truly rewards season-long excellence. One of the most intriguing aspects of Larson's critique is his emphasis on race wins. He argues that winning multiple races in a season is an incredibly difficult feat that should be more directly related to winning a championship. Larson values season-long excellence over playoff performance. He stated, "I'm proud of the season, proud of the effort from the team, and looking forward to next year too. We'll hopefully start off strong and carry it on through the playoffs like we did this year." NASCAR has shown a willingness to consider changes to the playoff format. NASCAR COO Steve O'Donnell has spoken about the possibility of introducing modifications. O'Donnell stated, "What I would say is that we'll have an industry working group that will take a look and is already taking a look at the playoffs. The great thing about our system is that this evolved through discussions with the industry. Everyone had an input into the product and the format that you see today, and that will continue." He added, "We'll look at different ideas, and if we can make tweaks to enhance it, we certainly will do that. But we're not going to do it unless we feel like it's in the best interest of the sport and really drives even more engagement from our fans." Despite his frustrations with the 2024 season outcome, Larson is looking ahead to 2025 with optimism. Larson elaborated on his self-improvement goals, saying, "One thing I look forward to in 2025 is figuring out how to maintain who I am without crashing as much. It's a constant battle with myself, but I think if I can figure that out, I can be more successful."